You know, I was contemplating whether or not to show you what I've got in store from you. It's kind of tedious and time consuming, and you really have to be very careful as to what you're doing. But you know, I thought I'd share this with you anyways because lots of people don't know this. All right, stick with me. Do you see anything unusual with this ceiling fan? Anything at all? Look at that. That's where your pull chain's supposed to be. Comes right out of here. And that's how you control this to high, medium, slow, off, and then back on to high. Now this chain's not there. Where did it go? See, there's no chain on there anywhere else. All right, what's the big deal with that? Well, here's what you need to know. I can only imagine what happened to that. I'm in a bedroom here, and this pull chain's gone. Some kids were probably up here on the bed pulling on that chain, or somebody got angry and jerked it because they didn't know what speed was working. And this is integrated in with a ceiling fan switch on the wall. So they were probably trying to get it faster, and they couldn't get it any faster because the switch on the wall was in the low speed, and they were trying to get this to high speed, and it wasn't working. So they jerked down on it really hard, and voila, they broke the chain, pulled it right out, and it's broken inside of here. That's my guess. I don't know what happened exactly, but I'll bet you that's what happened here. Now, let me just show you. Here's where your fan switch is, way over here. You see, that's right next to a light switch. And there's the fan switch. The way that a fan switch is controlled, at least this one, you got it off in that position. One is high speed, medium speed, slow speed. That's how you work this. The only way this works properly is if you have the fan, the pull chain on the fan, in the high speed position. Then it doesn't matter if you have a pull string on your fan at all. Do you see what I mean? If you had your pull string on high, ooh, here's your fan here, zipping around. You think that's high. It's actually on medium speed. There's another speed to this, and that's where I'm about to go with this video. Alright, because there's no way that you can adjust the fan over here to get it to the high speed anymore, because this fan pull chain was pulled out when the fan was on medium speed. Remember, that's where the pull chain comes out right there. This screw down here is if you were to attach a light kit assembly. So I don't think I have to undo that screw. See this screw up here? This holds this whole bottom section on here. There's a screw here, there's one over here on this side, and there's one over here. So I've got to undo those three little screws and gently pull this down. Okay, that's our first step. Kind of tricky to do this, but I want to get this ceiling fan into the high position, and I'm pretty sure I can do it by taking this cap off of here. I just want to be careful with these little screws. There's three of these. Most ceiling fans work about the same way, so do you have to have a Fanimation Islander ceiling fan? No. They should all be about the same. Okay? I gotta take this off of here. Ooh. I've got my ceiling fan on off. You want to make sure you got your ceiling fan off when you're doing this, obviously. Okay? That's going to pop down like that. Now what? You don't have to concern yourself too much with all of these wires. See all these wires sticking up out of here? I mean, look at all this stuff. Like, I know you're not an electrician probably, but this little fitting right here, all we have to do is unplug that. It's kind of tricky to do that, but that's the connection that connects all this up from the ceiling fan down to your bottom section of your ceiling fan, okay? These wires go up to your motor housing, all right? You just have to be careful with that. See that little box? You're going to have to hang on to that box and pull it apart. And it comes off right in the middle of that box. It's kind of tricky, but with just a little effort, I think you can do it. Let's see what's going to happen here. Got to hang on to this, just kind of wiggle it back and forth, and I think it's going to come off. Yeah, I can see it's ready to come off. Ooh, my hands are a little slippery. Jeez. Oh, there. Whoa. Now, how to get it back on. It's okay. You just look at the little prong setup in there. There's 3 prongs and 2 prongs. And you can see where they're at in here if you look really close. So if you pull that off fast, you think, uh-oh, how do I put this back together? Make sure you look at the prong assembly in here to line it up with that before you push it back together when we get done with this. Okay, now I can take this, I'm going to set it down on the ground so I can see what's going on inside of here.